Hi, I'm Greg Dell with Dell Disability Lawyers, joined by attorney Alexander Palomara. And Alex, we're talking about New York Life and the change of the definition of disability and how that is one of the most common reasons for a New York Life long-term disability denial. But why is that the most common reason that New York Life tends to deny benefits?
So you have to realize that for the first 2 years of benefits under most New York Life disability insurance policies, what it means to be disabled, you have to prove that you're unable to perform the duties of your own occupation. So your occupation can be anything. It can be a sedentary job, it can be a heavy duty job, it can be whatever it is. But after 24 months, the definition of disability changes and it becomes a little bit easier for the insurance company to now deny your claim, because now at this point, you have to prove that you're unable to perform the duties of any gainful occupation. It's actually more difficult for the claimant to continue to prove their claim, because proving you can't do your own job could be easy, but any gainful occupation really opens up the potential jobs that the insurance company says that you can do very widely. You know, basically it's a bigger net that they can cast, and because the cast is so big, the net is so big, they can deny your claim saying, hey, we think you can do this sedentary job, or we think you can do this job that is a little bit less physically strenuous than your previous job, and we believe you have the physical capabilities to do this and the mental capabilities to do this, and thus we're denying your claim.
Okay, so it becomes a lot more difficult to qualify for benefits after the change of definition, which usually happens at the 24-month mark. Since we do these videos all the time and we're always trying to provide tips and let people know that we're out there to help them with their claims, what tip would you give to someone who hasn't reached the 24-month change of definition, that they could prepare for this and put themselves in the best position to avoid a denial at the change?
Well, the crazy part is a lot of people that I talk to, they don't even know about this change in definition of disability. They kind of get hit from blindsided by this denial letter, or they get blindsided by a letter from the insurance company saying, hey, we're doing updated review for this change in definition of disability. So they don't, and the insurance company starts their review right then and there, they don't realize they should have been maybe getting ready for this change in definition of disability. And the way you get ready for it is by going to see all your doctors. You need to have as much proof as possible to get beyond this change in definition of disability. You need additional proof, maybe additional diagnostic testing, maybe a functional capacity evaluation, maybe an updated neuropsychological evaluation, whatever it is, to get beyond this hump, because this is a big hump to get over. And this is when they deny most cases, that we keep on saying.
But Alex, let's step back into the reality of what's really going on in these claims. A person who has been on claim for 24 months, it's really more than 24 months, because they either had a 90-day or 180-day, which is more common with New York Life elimination periods. So they're 2.5 years into their claim, and now the disability carrier is basically saying, well, we don't think you meet this new definition. And you were talking about advice to really do more things with your medical records. But the reality is that after, say, 2 years or 1.5 years of treating with your doctors, and you now have chronic pain, or it's proven that you have your medical condition, other than medicine management control, some therapy, which has probably been exhausted at the 2-year mark of dealing with a medical condition, what is a person really supposed to do? Like, how much more do they just have to go to the doctor just because New York Life expects the medical records to say something?
Unfortunately, you do have to see those doctors, and you have to talk to your doctors and get your doctors to write additional letters of support, fill out those attending physician statements, and you have to explain to your doctors that this change in definition of disability is happening or is about to occur and what it means to be disabled. And you have to watch what your doctors actually write in your reports. You have to watch what they put down on the attending physician statements or in your actual medical records, because the insurance company is going to review those records if you send it into them. If they're going to review these records, if there's something that says the person's doing fine or fair or whatever it is, they're going to run with it and deny your claim. So you have to be very proactive in treating and very proactive in knowing what your medical records say to make sure that it supports your claim, make sure that it's all in there truthfully, and make sure that it's all in there sufficiently to prove your claim.
Right, so I think the takeaway here is you can't let your guard down ever, especially the first 24 months that you're being paid. And you got to be overly proactive. And even if a doctor says, I just saw you, or come back in a year, you got to be like, no, doctor, I got to come back in 2 months. Why? Because my disability insurance company, New York Life, is ridiculous. And basically they're going to say, because I didn't come in the last 4 months, that I'm better.
Right.
And really another tip for claimants is you got to go in and you got to complain. You can't be a hero, because I respect the claimants for going in and being like, hey, how you doing? I'm doing okay. But okay is not really okay. What it means is that you're managing your symptoms and you're out of bed, you're able to do activities of daily living. That's fine. But it's not, I'm okay and I can go back and work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. That's not okay. And the doctor doesn't say, you think you can go work 40 hours a week? Do you think you can commit to someone on a regular work schedule? That conversation doesn't come up. The doctor's more worried about, how can I control your symptoms? How can I help you to live your life in a somewhat normal fashion? And that's not the standard of definition that New York Life's looking for. So what we do, Alex, as you know, is we work with the clients to help them continue to get paid under any set of circumstances. And if they've been denied, we help communicate through an appeal, or if it's a lawsuit, to New York Life that this person can live their life, is not bedridden, but they can't return to work with reasonable continuity for 40 hours a week. So if you're someone out there with a New York Life long-term disability policy, Alex, myself, any of our lawyers, we'd love to provide you with a free review of your disability claim. Feel free to reach out to us. No matter where you live in the country, we're available to assist you, and we look forward to talking with you. Hi, I'm Gregory Dell, the managing attorney of Dell Disability Lawyers, and I hope you find the video you just watched helpful. We put these videos out all of the time, and we'd love if you would subscribe to our YouTube channel. Beyond our videos on our YouTube channel, we also have lots of information available on our website at diattorney.com, and we encourage you to come to our website. The goal is that we want you to be educated about the disability insurance process, and when you get to our website, you'll see that we have information all about your specific disability insurance company, your occupation, and your medical condition. And we've designed our website such that you can easily search our website to find things that you may specifically be looking for. Now, at our website, we have thousands and thousands of pages of information, hundreds of videos that you can search, plus we're building a section of reviews of all the disability insurance companies, and we have the Ask Our Lawyer section where you can go ahead and ask us any questions that you may have. Now, we realize that you may not need us right now, but you may need us in the future to help you with your disability claim, and we think one of the best ways to keep in touch is by clicking the button below and subscribing to our channel. And most importantly, again, no matter where you live in the country, we're always available. Just go ahead and give us a call. We're happy to discuss your claim and let you know immediately if we can help you.